Hi, everyone, and welcome to our live. We are live on Facebook and YouTube. So let us know where you are in the world and where you're watching us from, because we always love to see your name and your countries come up in the chat. I'm Lorraine. I run Formula Botanica. And tonight I'm here with Anna from Formula Botanica. We'll come to introductions in a minute, and we're going to be talking to you about our upcoming masterclass. So I'm really excited for you because this is going to be a phenomenal experience. It always is whenever we do anything like this. And we're going to be teaching you how to make this botanical eye cream. I've got one here. The team has made it. In fact, no, I think I've made this one actually. And we're going to be talking to you tonight about how to find ingredients for your eye cream. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Before we go down that route, Anna, could you please tell everyone who you are and what you do at Formula Botanica?
Yes. Hi, Lorraine. Thank you so much for having me. I am Anna Green. I am the education manager at Formula Botanica, which means I have the absolute joy of overseeing our education team. We have a cosmetic scientist, we have tutors, we have an amazing team of people behind the scenes who create our courses, who teach our students, and who generally just do fabulous things for Formula Botanica.
It's amazing. And the education team plays a big role in our masterclass, which we're going to be talking about in this 1 hour webinar, roughly. Let's see how long we go. Webinar this evening. It's evening for us anyway, but it might not be where you are. Let's have a look at all the countries we've got listed. We've got US, India, Nigeria, lots of US states coming up, Jordan, India, Canada, UK, Egypt, Lebanon, lots of US. Good morning, US. How are you all doing? Hi from Drury, Devon. I'm in Drury, Devon too, Dawn. Nice to see you here. So we're going to be talking tonight about the masterclass that we're going to be teaching, because on the 2nd of October, mark that date in your diary, we're going to be showing you how to make an eye cream, a botanical eye cream, using amazing organic, natural, botanical ingredients, because everyone can formulate, because well, in fact, everyone should formulate is what it says on the back of our workbook, which I hope you have, because formulation is fun, easy, and empowering. You're going to hear us say that a lot throughout this masterclass. So tell us in the chat, have you got your masterclass ticket? I want to see lots of hands, lots of yeses. And if you don't yet, I'm fairly sure that the link is with this video. So go and click on it now, go and sign up, and then come straight back to make sure that you don't miss this video. So if you have signed up, then hopefully you have already been to your study area, which is in the email that's been sent to you. Once you sign up, it will be on one of the pages that you come to next once you've signed up for your free ticket. So head over to the study area after this live and go and check it out, because in the study area, what have we got there, Anna?
We have our amazing workbook, which everybody should download. Get one printed if you can. They look phenomenal, and there's so much valuable information here for you that my team have put together. It is a fantastic resource to help you along your way during this masterclass. You don't want to miss this.
It's going to be fantastic. I'm seeing lots of yeses in the comments, by the way. So lots of people have their ticket for the masterclass, and I hope lots of you have the workbook downloaded as well. Bonus points if you hit the print button, print it out, and then do a selfie with it and come and put it in the group that we have for the masterclass, because we've got a special Facebook group set up just for it. It's only for the masterclass, and we'll be closing it down again at the end of the masterclass. And it's really lovely in there. It's buzzing, lots of amazing people. So come and put your workbook selfies in there. But we're here tonight because we're going to talk about the ingredients that you need to make this botanical eye cream. Yes. Now, we always get completely flooded with questions about this before we actually run the masterclass, which is why we host this live. So regardless of whether you're watching us live or whether you're watching the replay, we're going to talk you through each of the 7 ingredients we're going to be using so that you can hopefully go and buy yours beforehand, although there are kits as well. We'll come to that. But it also means that you know exactly what's coming, and that sort of helped demystify things a little bit. Now, I just want to say right at the start, I know we're going to be flooded with questions about substitute ingredients. This happens every time we teach any formulation. Someone will go, or multiple someones will go, I can't get a hold of this ingredient. How do I get another one like it? We are going to cover all of that in the masterclass. But here on this live, we are just going to talk about the 7 ingredients that we'll be using to teach you to make a botanical eye cream. So first of all, here's a kit that we've got that we're working with kit suppliers all around the world. See, Anna's got one too. And if you want to buy these for your masterclass, you can either buy them individually, and there's a shopping list that comes with your masterclass as well, which is actually on the study area page. You can go and download that, and it tells you exactly what you need. But we've made life super easy for you by partnering with kit suppliers all over the world. I think they're in like 6 or 7 different countries. I'll do a big shout out for them later. So tonight we're going to do an unboxing of a kit from a supplier in the UK. Do you want to tell us a little bit about them, Anna?
Yes, so we are working with Naturally Balmy. They have a fantastic selection of natural ingredients to work with, and they've created these very sweet little kits. And the kit contains everything you need to make the eye cream 3 times, which is sort of what we're recommending in the masterclass. So the kits are very, very sweet indeed, and we are going to run through all the ingredients in the kit for you. Just a note on our shopping list, Lorraine, that in the shopping list in the study area, we have also given you recommended amounts, and those recommended amounts are for making the eye cream ×3, and the education team have rounded up to the nearest sort of usual pack size. So what you get in some of the kits might be a little bit smaller than what's in the shopping list, but the kit suppliers have made sure that you have enough. So do not worry. It's just that we've worked on usual pack sizes, which is what you're going to be able to get if you're not shopping through the kits, because the kits have custom little tiny sizes that the kit suppliers have put together specifically for us. So that's great.
Yep. Don't let the numbers stress you out. It's all going to be fine. If you buy a kit, it's going to be fine. If you go and buy the ingredients yourself, that's fine as well. The most important thing is that you can have fun making the formulation that we're going to teach. Do you want to briefly run us through what we're going to be teaching in the masterclass?
Yes. So we are teaching you to make a beautiful botanical hydrating eye cream, a really nice product for around the eyes. It's a beautiful formulation. We've kept it as simple as possible with 7 ingredients inside, but it is a really, really nice, light hydrating formula that is, a perfect introduction to making an eye cream.
Absolutely, because everyone can formulate. And that's really what we want to show you with this masterclass. It's such an empowering skill to learn.
Yeah.
So make sure you immerse yourself in the masterclass. It doesn't really even matter if you formulate along or not. We would love for you to formulate and make the eye cream. But if you don't and you just want to watch us, that's totally fine too. But we want to first of all walk you through what each of the ingredients is today, which is, of course, why we're hosting this live stream. So we're going to tell you what each of the 7 ingredients is. We're going to talk through its function. We're going to tell you why we chose that particular one, because obviously I'm just heading off the questions that we're going to get about substitutions. I will give you a rundown of some of the suppliers that you get to work with. But if you go into your workbook as well, there'll be a section in there about masterclass suppliers as well. So go and get your workbook, and that will give you the link to find exactly where all the supplier links are as well. And the thing I want to just the myth I want to dispel straight away is you're going to find out about all of this in the lessons as well. So if today goes too fast or you have more questions, don't worry. The lessons are going to go deeper. We're just getting you prepared in this live stream.
Yes.
So,
and there's also a lot more, but just to reiterate again, the workbook has a lot of information that you will want, that will talk about ingredients as well. And yeah, it will really help if you have all of those resources.
Yes.
I'd love to ask people, we've got a specific masterclass group on Facebook, which I think you've just mentioned, Lorraine. Jump in, share a picture of your kits if you've purchased one. We'd love to see it. We'd love to see your selfies with the kits. I know it's very, very exciting when your first cosmetic ingredients arrive. Lots of people love to share their photos. So yeah, please do jump in to the Facebook group. We'd love to hear from you. We can't wait to see your kits arriving.
It's going to be amazing. Well, shall we unbox our kits? So both Anna and I have been sent a complimentary kit by Naturally Balmy. Huge shout out to Naturally Balmy in the UK, but there are kit suppliers all over the world. In fact, maybe it'd be good if I just give them a shout out as well. We've got in the UK, Naturally Balmy and Aromantic. In the US, we've got Essential Labs, Dauphine Organics, Moksha Lifestyle. In Germany, who ship EU-wide, we've got Alex Mo. In Canada, there's Soap and More. In India, there's Moksha. In South Africa, there's Essentially Natural. In Australia, we've got Essentials of Australia. And in New Zealand, we've got Go Native. And Moksha also will ship internationally, as will quite a few of those other suppliers, actually. So we've covered a large span of the globe. I know we don't have a supplier in every country. I'd love it if we could, but please do go and check some of them out, because many of them will ship internationally to other countries as well, if that doesn't cover the country where you live. But Naturally Balmy very kindly sent both of us a kit, so we're going to unbox it tonight and show you the ingredients inside it and talk through what they actually are.
Yes.
So Anna, is yours open?
Mine is open. I've taken out my ingredients. It's very beautifully packaged. It comes with some very nice, Lorraine's showing you there. It's all really nicely boxed. I love just how sort of compact the box is, but you get so much in there. It's a bit like Mary Poppins bag, little kit. So it's very, very exciting. So in the masterclass, we take you through step by step how to make a natural emulsion, which is what this rosy eye cream is. And we want to teach you an emulsion specifically because lots of people think that making creams and lotions is hard, and it really truly isn't. It's a skill that everybody can learn. It's super empowering, and we want you to have a go. Yeah. Which means that we are taking a few ingredients here and we are showing you how to make the emulsion step by step. So to start off with, the first ingredient that we have in the kits is rose water, and this smells incredible. I wish you could smell it, because it truly does smell like a bouquet of roses.
I love rose water. It's so gorgeous.
So nice. So most cosmetics on the shelves are made up with water as the first ingredient, and we like to put a botanical spin on everything we do. We like to use botanical ingredients wherever possible, which means that we're using this fantastic rose water as a base. So obviously it's, it adds that beautiful fragrance. It adds really nice soothing effect on the skin, and we're using it instead of water. Oh, it smells so nice.
I'm just unboxing mine and it's really rustly, so I've muted myself. But yes, I can see someone's asked in the comments, is rose hydrosol the same as rose hydrolate?
Yes, it's the same. It's the same thing. For the purposes of this masterclass, we're just using it as a base. But yes, it is the same thing. It has several different names. Naturally Balmy here, of course, that called theirs organic hydrolate. But yes, it's the same thing essentially.
So this rose hydrosol obviously will form a large base of your eye cream. And let me open mine as well, because I want to join you in the smellathon.
So good.
Oh God, that is really good. This is really good. You'll be familiar with rose water. It's often used in cookery as well. It's often used in Middle Eastern cookery. It's just a fantastic ingredient. We do tend to work with hydrosols that are preserved. And yeah, we'll talk through all of that in the masterclass, so don't worry about it.
Yes. Yeah, we talk through every single ingredient in detail in the masterclass. But yes, this is essentially what you are going to be mixing this beautiful organic jojoba oil with. So this is golden jojoba, and this is actually a liquid wax. It isn't an oil, but it's still liquid. It has liquid properties. So it's not a solid wax like beeswax, for example. And the reason we use this in the eye cream is that jojoba, or jojoba, I think some people pronounce it. I can never quite tell which one's the right one. It has a very good affinity with the skin. So it's very similar, has similar properties to the skin's natural sebum. And it's very gentle to pop around the eyes. So it's easily, readily available. Great ingredient to get you started making your own skincare. fantastic. I love the color of this one.
Yeah, it's a beauty, and it's a fantastic oil to formulate with, period. And if you buy a kit or you buy some ingredients to formulate along, I guarantee you that if you make your next formulation after this eye cream, you'll be reaching for that oil again, because it's absolutely fantastic.
It's a staple in the cosmetics industry for a reason. It's a really, really fantastic ingredient that will, you know, start you on a love of oils, I have no doubt. So
Yes.
the first stage of our our emulsion is we have rose water and jojoba oil.
Yep.
Now, if you know anything about water and oil, you will know that those two things do not mix. So I just have here, I have exactly the same ingredients that I've just shown you, but I have them in a beaker. And you can see that the oil floats on the top of the rose water, that these two things, without another ingredient to help them mix, they will stay separated. And what we want is a beautiful lotion, which is an emulsion. An emulsion is essentially where you're mixing oil and water together and you make a different consistency. So that is what we're doing today.
And obviously emulsions are everywhere in the cosmetics world. You'll have used them so many times. Think about your body lotions, your face creams, your hand creams, your sunscreen. I mean, they're just your conditioner. They're all emulsions where we've combined oil and water to create that lotion, that creamy texture. And it's easy to look at that and think, God, that must be really hard to make. But it really isn't. And that's why we're teaching you to do it in this masterclass. Like Anna just said earlier, actually, it's a skill that people often feel daunted by, and yet it's a skill that you can so easily master. So we're going to find a way of combining the water with the oil. Yes. Now, how are we going to do that?
So we're going to do that with a special ingredient called an emulsifier. And the emulsifier that we've chosen is called Olivem 1000. And it comes in little flakes. And the reason the education team chose this emulsifier is that it's easy to use for beginners. It's a simple emulsifier to get you started with. It doesn't need any additional ingredients to, aid the emulsification process. We're just using the water, the oil, and the emulsifier, which is Olivem in this case. And it's these little flakes, and you melt these down, and you'll see in the masterclass the magic that happens when you combine all the ingredients together and you start to get an emulsion and you start to get that sort of creamy texture forming. So yeah, there's several different types of emulsifiers that you can use, and we talk through a little bit substitutions and other sorry, my computer's pinging out.
That's all right. Because you're so busy with all the teaching at Formula Botanica.
Reboot, and now is not the time, Lorraine. Yeah, so we talk a little bit about alternative emulsifiers. So it's one of the common questions that we get. And like I said, we have addressed that in the teaching. So you will, if you can't get hold of this specific emulsifier, there are alternatives that we give you that you can also try. But I have to say, Olivem 1000 is very, very widely available, even on places like Amazon, etc. It's one of the most common, which is why we start people on it.
Absolutely. And as Anna said, it's like a form of magic. And you'll watch in the masterclass lessons, I think episode 3 is when you're going to be watching me combine the oil and the water together with the help of an emulsifier. And it just suddenly turns into this cream. And you're like, how did that happen? And that's the beauty and simplicity of formulation. You think it's really hard. You think you have to be a chemist to do it. You think you have to be stood in a lab wearing a white lab coat. No. It's something that everyone can do. And that includes everyone watching as well today and everyone who signed up for the masterclass. So I'm super excited. So once we've got the base together, because those 3 ingredients, the water, the rose water, the jojoba oil, and the emulsifier, the Olivem 1000, they're going to create the base for the cream. What are we going to add next?
Well, then we start to add botanical extracts to make the eye cream a little bit more special. So we've got several different things that we're using here. We have some gorgeous cucumber glycerite. Cucumber glycerite is an extract of cucumber in glycerin. And glycerin is a hydrating ingredient, so it adds water back into the skin, and it just adds that little bit of hydration to the eye cream. If you can't get hold of cucumber glycerite, there's a whole host of other glycerites or even plain glycerin that you can use. This is a water-based extract, and because we're creating an emulsion, we can add water and oil-based ingredients to our eye cream, which is fantastic. I'm just going to have a dig in my box because I think I've missed an ingredient.
I had as well, actually. When we started talking, I was like, where's my cucumber glycerin? I find
I'm looking for my Rosehip. Hang on.
This is the joy of live unboxing. Sometimes we miss a few things at the bottom of the box, but that's because there are so many goodies in it.
Yes.
And I don't know if you can see the glycerin here. I don't know if the light's strong enough, but it's sort of moving around. Glycerin is a really, really common ingredient in cosmetics, but it's also used in the pharmaceutical world. Many of your cough syrups will be based on glycerin. And it's it's an incredible ingredient, and you can easily extract plants into it, which is why we have cucumber extracted into this one, which is a wonderful sort of toning, cooling ingredient for around the eye area, which is why we've chosen it.
Yes, it's quite viscous, the glycerin, so you might have to be a little bit patient with pouring, but you'll see all of that in the masterclass, so don't worry about it at all. But yeah, glycerin is a fantastic staple ingredient, and it's been around for a long time, and for good reason. It just does its job very well. So that's the reason why we've chosen it for this masterclass. And they're not expensive ingredients, glycerin-based ones either.
No, indeed. And once you start to get into this world, you might even decide to make some of your own glycerin extracts.
Yeah.
But I'm jumping way ahead of myself here. And we haven't got into all the formulation teaching beyond the masterclass yet.
The next ingredient that we have is really rather special, and that is a rosehip CO2 extract. And this CO2 extracts have a special extraction process that leave you with a very, I'm going to try and get some out onto my hand, leaves you with very beautiful, you can see some beautiful orangey oil there. It leaves you with a very beautiful, deep orange rosehip color. Now, we did a whole live the other day on rosehip. My team found so much to say on this ingredient, and it is really, really beautiful. It has a lot of fantastic properties. Rosehip oil is a beautiful, beautiful oil.
It's my favorite.
Yes.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
Lorraine's favorite. And the this one in particular is a CO2 extract, but any cold pressed rosehip will also work in this formulation as well. So don't worry too much if you can't get hold of the CO2 version. Cold pressed rosehip also works beautifully, and it's just a very, very nice oil that is softening and smoothing on the skin. And yeah, it just has fantastic properties that are, proven. So why not use it time and time again? And it sort of matches that rosy theme of the rose water with the rosehip oil. So, we try and keep everything on a theme when we do our masterclasses.
It's a fantastic ingredient. I've seen a couple of questions from people saying, do I need the CO2 extract? Do I need the oil? Anna's answered that. Either is fine. We just want you to get to grips with making something. So don't worry too much about that. Someone also said the kit I purchased had Rosa mosqueta in it, not Rosa canina. There are obviously different species of rosehip out there. Again, don't worry. Like, you're not doing anything wrong if you're using a different rosehip extract that's suitable for cosmetics.
No.
So it's all fine. Just roll with it and just watch the masterclass, and all will be explained.
Yes, absolutely.
So then we've made the base with the rose water, with the jojoba oil, with the emulsifier. Then we've added the glycerin and the rosehip CO2 extract to it as the botanicals. What comes next?
So next comes a very important step, which is making the eye cream safe and making sure it stays safe. So one of your lessons in the masterclass will be exclusively about the topic of preservation. And we've chosen a very easy to use, widely available, natural preservative for the masterclass. And it's called Preservative Eco. will have on the shopping list the INCI names, and INCI names stands for the International Nomenclature of Cosmetic Ingredients, which just means a standardized name. Doesn't matter who's selling it, they'll have a standardized version of the name, so you can search across countries. It makes searching online that much easier. I will say the kits are the way forward in terms of how easy they are to get hold of your ingredients, but if you're wanting to search individually, then Preservative Eco is very widely available, and this will keep the eye cream safe to use around the eye area. It will prevent bacteria, fungus, mold, all of those things growing. And even if you can't see bacterial contamination and things, it can grow rapidly. And we show you an example of what happens when things go wrong in the masterclass. And, you know, it's really, really important that even though we're formulating naturally, that we have to formulate safely. And you know, we teach and we talk to our students at Formula Botanica about being proud to have safely preserved cosmetics. And so we do that in the masterclass too. It's really, really important that you have a good preservative system that will keep all your nice botanical ingredients safe to use on your skin.
Yeah. So important. That's why, as Anna said, we've got it's 2 whole lessons on it, actually, because not only will I run you through the theory of preservation and all the things you need to think about when choosing a preservative, but we'll also show you how to preserve the eye cream that you're making. And don't forget, on your shopping list, it also gives you other trade names for the preservative. So it's called Preservative Eco. It's also called GeoGuard ECT. That's just its trade name made by the manufacturer. It has 4 compounds in it that can all be naturally derived. And yeah, it's very easy to come by, as Anna said. It's going to be a big part of your formulation toolkit when you enroll with Formula Botanica as well, because it's one of those ingredients that's so easy to get started with, which is why we've included it here as well. Okay, there's a couple of questions about preservation. I can see someone saying, what's the best natural preservative? Watch the masterclass. All going to be in episode 6 and 7, and we are going to talk about substitutions. I saw one other person ask, can I use cucumber seed oil rather than cucumber glycerite? You could. We are trying to show you a water-based extract in that particular case, but yes, you could actually as well. So again, just go along with it. And as Anna said, buy one of the kits. It's so much easier when you buy a kit, because then it's just sent to you in the quantities that you need. As Anna said, they're slightly different to the ones on the shopping list, because typically when you go and buy some of these ingredients, you don't get them in those teeny tiny quantities, but just go and buy a kit. It is so much easier. But I will say this now, the kits always sell out, always. So if you leave it too late, you won't be able to get a kit. And we work with the suppliers, and they try every year to stock up to where they need to be. And every year we don't quite get there because there's such high demand. So get in there now if you haven't got your kit yet. What's the last ingredient?
So our final ingredient is a vitamin E, and vitamins in skincare are everywhere. They are, you know, very, very important, but vitamin E specifically has a very important role in this eye cream, which is to act as an antioxidant. And what that means is it prevents the beautiful botanical oils, our rosehip and our jojoba or jojoba oil, from becoming rancid. These beautiful oils are fantastic, but they can turn. So the vitamin E helps them to stay fresh. It helps the formulation to you know, not spoil as quickly. It's a different function to the preservative, but essentially it just helps the stability of the product to, you know, to stay fresh that little bit longer. And vitamin E also has some nice properties for the skin as well. So it has that added bonus. It has that dual function. So we've put it in there because we've got the beautiful, delicate rosehip, and we wanted to make sure that it stays nice and fresh.
It's so lovely. And the oils that we use are so precious, from these fantastic plants and seeds and fruits, and you want them to stay good for as long as you can. So yeah, vitamin E is a wonderful addition. One thing you might notice is that we haven't added any fragrance to this eye cream. And again, we'll talk more about this in the masterclass, but when you're applying something around your eyes, you want it to be as gentle as possible. Our eyes are very important. So we haven't included an essential oil in here. So our eye cream is going to have a very lightly fragranced scent of rose water and of that rosehip seed extract. And it's rather lovely. Very subtle, but very lovely.
This is beautiful.
So thank you for running us through the 7 ingredients. I think we've answered quite a few questions about the ingredients along the way, but if you have any other questions, pop them up now. We'll be here for a little bit longer to take any questions and I'll bring them up on screen. But just to remind you again, if you want to order a kit, go and get your masterclass ticket, first of all. If you don't have it yet, come on, go get your masterclass ticket. Download your workbook because you want to obviously be able to follow along, print it out, bonus points. Take a selfie with it, even more bonus points. And then in that, it's got a list. I think it's on page. Find it for you. Page 28, we talk about our list of preferred global suppliers, which will take you to a link. So go and follow that link. That link always changes, which is why we haven't printed all the suppliers in there. Go and follow that link. You'll be able to click on the suppliers' websites, which will take you straight through to their kits. And we have a team member at Formula Botanica who's constantly working with all the suppliers. Believe me, it's a large puzzle, lots of moving parts, but they're doing an amazing job. And we have suppliers in the UK, in the US, in Germany, in Canada, in India, in South Africa, Australia, New Zealand. So we've tried to cover the globe as much as possible. I appreciate we haven't covered all countries around the world. We always get people go, I'm in Ghana, I can't get one. I'm in Zimbabwe, I can't get one. Luckily, this year we have Essentially Natural in South Africa. But don't worry, some of these suppliers will ship all over the world. I know, for instance, I think Aromantic does. I know Moksha does. So just go and click on their websites, go and have a look and just go order one because it is so much easier than having to collect together all the ingredients. Although once you become a formulator, after you've taken this masterclass and you hopefully decide to continue your formulation journey, you will start buying lots of ingredients. So it's also good for you to build those relationships with those suppliers whilst you're now here. So big shout out to our suppliers. You are amazing. We love you to bits. Thank you so much for helping all of our masterclass students because we're expecting 40, 50,000 people to take part in this masterclass. It is big. So we need a lot of kits out there in the world, as you can imagine. So, should we take some questions?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, let me bring up a couple. This one's about equipment. So we've got from Agraneth who says, do we need to get anything for the pH? Now we've got a live coming up on equipment soon, haven't we?
Yes. Yeah, we will cover equipment both in the masterclass itself. We tell you and we talk you through the equipment that you need. And we also have a live coming up on that as well. So the short answer to this is yes, you will need something for measuring your pH. We're recommending pH strips, which are great for beginners, but do watch the masterclass lesson around your equipment because that will explain absolutely everything that you need. We try and make it as simple as possible for you.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to run you through everything that you need. In fact, in lesson 2, let me just reach over all the stuff on my desk. We're going to show you our lab in a bag, which I'm really sorry to say isn't for sale yet. We are still working on it. It is surprisingly hard, but we will show you exactly everything you need. And as you can see, it just fits in this tiny bag. So don't worry about equipment. It's all going to be fine. We're going to actually be running a live on the equipment as well before we go into the masterclass, just to get you prepared. But then you'll watch me unbox that lab in a bag in lesson 2 of your masterclass, and I'll talk you through everything. But you don't need to go buy an expensive pH tester. You don't need to go buy an expensive homogenizer. We've just kept it really, really simple because in theory, you can even make an emulsion just with a spoon and a glass, to be honest. Yes. It's that straightforward.
And we want you to formulate along if you can. But if you don't have everything yet, don't worry. Absorb the information in the lessons, join us for these lives. There is so much value. You will be very excited when you finally get to make the cream.
Yeah. We've got, I love this one from Salpi. She says, I'm so glad your Formula Botanica ad popped up a few days ago. Otherwise, I wouldn't have known you existed. I'm so pleased that you're here, Salpi, and I'm so pleased that you're taking part. And I can't wait to see if you formulate along with us and what you make.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. We've got this one from Jean, who says, will a bottle or a jar be best for storing the finished product? Well, the photo of my version might give it away slightly.
Yes, we've gone with a glass bottle with a pump, because that means that you don't have to dip your finger into the jar. It means that you can just pump out the exact amount of eye cream that you're going to use. And that is, for obvious reasons, a slightly more hygienic option. But, if you have a jar and that is all you have, that will also work. The preservative system is designed, to be used in this way, and to make sure that you're not dipping a dirty finger, obviously. But yeah, it is better if you can have a glass bottle with a pump, and they are readily available everywhere as well. You can get them in lots of different places. We've obviously gone for Formula Botanica green, but a clear or a brown or a blue bottle will also work.
Absolutely. So don't worry too much about that. You can even buy them on Amazon. There are lots of little shops that sell that sort of thing. So buy yourself a couple, because you'll be making, or buy yourself a few, you'll be making more than one eye cream most likely. Wow. This could be your Christmas present sorted. So I'm just thinking ahead here, but always makes it much easier. Let's see. Salpi says, can you please provide a transcription of this live session in case I missed something important to go back to it? So this live will be on our YouTube channel afterwards, and it'll still be on our Facebook page as well. So you'll be able to rewatch it as many times as you want. And what we're going to do on YouTube, which we do with most of our lives like this, is we put timestamps underneath it. So if you want to know about a specific ingredient, you'll be able to click straight through to that timestamp, and it'll take you through to the right bit in the live so that you know exactly where we are. Okay, this one's for you, Anna. So this is from HH, who says, so your cucumber glycerite is a cucumber hydrosol, is it?
No, they're two different things. So the rose water is a hydrolat or hydrosol, which means that it is when you distill rose petals to get essential oil, you also create this beautiful fragrant water, and the fragrant water is what we're using in the formulation. The cucumber glycerite is a glycerin extract, so it's a thick extract that the suppliers have extracted cucumber within the glycerin. So you can have the fantastic properties of all sorts of plant ingredients in glycerin, and add it into your eye cream, and it's fantastic. But cucumber hydrosol does exist. You're right, it is out there in the world, and you can look at using something other than rose water if you want to, but we've gone for the rose water and the cucumber glycerin.
And if you get your workbook and open up to lesson 10, where there'll be homework for you, we will already have listed several alternatives to the ingredients that we use in the masterclass. So if you do want to trial other ones, at that point, you're moving into formulation territory. I love it. You're not just following our formulation, you're starting to think about making your own. So that's very exciting. And that's where we want to get you as well, because of course, we're on a mission to teach the world to formulate.
Yes.
So I'm just going to pick this one up because I feel like I need to. Kitu Sankar says, are you going to teach us how to hire a cosmetic chemist? No, we're going to teach you how to formulate for yourself. You don't need to hire a cosmetic chemist. You can do this. So don't even think about that for now. You can do this yourself. And that's why we're teaching this masterclass, because everyone can formulate. And that's what the message that we're trying to spread through the world.
Yes.
Let's see, what else have we got? Oh, this is a good one. I don't think we're going to be able to answer this one. At least I certainly won't. Healing Artistry asks, approximately how many ounces will a kit make? Now, I have to admit, the imperial measurement system is like Klingon, like a different language to me. So we work in grams. Yes. We work using the metric system. I appreciate that there are 3 countries in the world that still use the imperial system, and the US is one of them. But we try and go as precise as possible, which is why we work in grams. Unless, Anna, you happen to know how many ounces it is.
No, not off the top of my head. So according to the internet, we're making 150 grams, which according to a calculator converts to 5.2 ounces. So yeah, 150 grams is what we're making. We're making each batch of eye cream is 50 grams, and that's actually quite big for an eye cream. Usually brands will sell you a lot smaller pots than what you're making, so you get really good value out of your kits. But it means that you're working with slightly more ingredients to start with, which is easier when you're beginning to formulate. So that's why we've done it that way. But yeah, it's a great value kit when you think about the amount of eye cream that you're getting. Like Lorraine said, you can gift it, you can yeah. But I would double check that, because I just did that on Google as we were live. So you might want to just convert 150 grams to ounces and then divide that by 3 for your batch size.
Yes, I love it. Tammy says metrics are a foreign language to me. I feel the same way about Imperial. We'll find common ground, Tammy. It's all going to be good.
Yeah.
But yeah, we will be working with the metric system because it is just far more precise. I'm afraid the Imperial system's a bit like a blunt tool in that respect. But don't worry about it. Google is your friend. There are so many calculators in Google. If all you have to type in is gram to ounces calculator, and there'll be one even in Google. Like, you don't even need to click to another website. It's right there.
Yeah.
So yes, all good. Right, let's see. Okay, we've got a question here about equipment, which I'm just going to flash up, and then unless there are any other questions about ingredients, I think we're going to round up soon. Salpi asks about a specific brand of scale to purchase. No. Yes, you need it to be 2 decimal points. We are going to cover this in the live next Monday at 6 p.m. UK time. So that will be already advertised, I think, soon on our YouTube page and on our Facebook page. But come and join us there, because we'll be talking you through all of the equipment. And today, obviously, was about ingredients. But don't worry about that one. It's all going to be good.
Yeah.
Okay, one for you, Anna, from Adonai. Where can we find the kit?
So if you take a look in your masterclass workbook, there will be a link to our kit suppliers. The team, Formula Botanica team, will also make sure that you can have the link as well. And it will also be in your study area. So there will be a big old button in your study area that says, kit suppliers, etc. So there's links absolutely everywhere. And we've got a selection of suppliers, as Lorraine has said, from around the world. So hopefully we will have somebody who will be able to ship to you.
Yes. If you signed up for your masterclass ticket, and I assume you have, otherwise you wouldn't be here, go and open all the emails we've sent you. You won't have had many from us yet, but go and open them and go and click on them. And if you can't find them, then, obviously get in touch with us and we'll work with you to try and figure out what's happening. But when you do have one, just reply to it and go, "Hi, Formula Botanica. I can't wait for this masterclass," because what you're telling your email provider then is that you actually want to hear from us. So it means you're guaranteeing that you will get notified about the masterclass. And that's the most important thing. Otherwise, you wouldn't have signed up for it. So it's going to be fantastic. Okay, I think we've covered most of the questions. We've been going for about 40 minutes, which is awesome. I just hope you're all ready for this, because it's going to be amazing. It's going to be life-changing potentially. And I don't say this lightly. I don't know if you can see all of the products stood behind me, but I get sent graduate products from Formula Botanica graduates all the time. And they have created these amazing brands. They're selling all over the world. And their life has completely changed. And every single one of those people started with a masterclass like this. Yes. So this could be you. This could be your future path. And that might be really hard to imagine at the moment, because you might be working a day job or have a busy family or busy commitments. But this could be your path as well. And that's, of course, also why we're teaching this masterclass, because we have a fantastic program that will be opening for enrollment at the end of it, which is called our International Organic Skincare Entrepreneur Program, and is in fact the only program in the world that will take you from complete beginner to certified formulator and organic skincare entrepreneur. And how does that sound? The idea of starting your own indie beauty brand, just like the almost 20,000 graduates who've gone through Formula Botanica. So I'm really excited about teaching everyone how to make this eye cream. I bet you and your team are as well.
Yes, absolutely we are. We love running these masterclasses. I mean, how special that we get to teach 40 to 50,000 people. I mean, that is just fantastic. And something I want to reiterate, and you've hinted at this, Lorraine, is I don't want anybody to get caught up on the details of the ingredients or the equipment. Don't worry about anything, because we talk you through everything in such good detail in the masterclass. It really is amazing quality teaching. So you get everything broken down for you. And I want you to think about you're learning a skill and a process. And then you can take that skill and that process and you can adapt and you can change and you can, learn different formulations. It's a fantastic, fantastic way to get you started with something that is going to be so much fun, so empowering. Once you start, you will be hooked. So we want you to stick around.
It's going to be fantastic. I can't wait. And as you say, it's a huge undertaking for us. And we are so proud of everyone who takes part. And I just want to reiterate, each of the lessons in our masterclass is just 10 minutes long. Like everyone has 10 minutes. I don't want anyone saying to me, I don't have time. Every single person has 10 minutes a day and they're on demand. So you don't need to be live like here. You're going to be able to just log in and watch, and then you can go back and rewatch. And every year we have just hundreds of people who message us and go, I watched it at least 3 times, all of it. I watched it. I mean, some people go and watch it 10 times because they're so committed to becoming a formulator. So everything will be there for you and you can go and watch it whenever you want. Although we'll be releasing an episode every day. And the really important point to note is that we're closing the whole thing down on October 17th, because of course, we've got over 40 people in Team Formula Botanica. We're all here, we're all running the masterclass, and then we have to go and get the show on the road with our students because we obviously have a lot of students to teach. So on October 17th, the whole masterclass will disappear. So you need to make the most of it whilst it's there. We always get emails afterwards from people going, I missed it. Can you open it up for me? And the answer is no, we can't. I mean, it's just such a huge undertaking. So I'm giving you a heads up here now. Dive in, get stuck in, make the most of it. You are going to potentially learn a life-changing new skill. Like Anna said, it's a skill that you might keep with you for life. And you don't need to buy beauty products from the shops necessarily anymore. You could make your own. And then you might even be able to sell them. And how incredibly cool is that?
Yes.
So we have a lot to share. We've got a lot to do, and we start on the 2nd of October. So make sure you put it in your diary. Come and join the Facebook group if you're not in it yet. Come and respond to our emails. Tell us how you're getting on. Make sure you've bought your kit. And Anna's got it there. What do they need to do?
Workbook, which is really, really important. So once you have your ticket, you're registered, you will get details on how to access the workbook, which is such an amazing free resource for you. And as Lorraine has already said, during this masterclass, you get the fantastic lessons to view, but also these lives with myself, Lorraine, and my team. And access to the Formula Botanica team doesn't last forever. So unfortunately, at some point we have to say the team has to go back to their day-to-day running of a school. And we're excited for you to have a preview of what it's like to study with us.
Oh, and I just want to say as well, for anyone watching, we also have a VIP ticket available. I mean, if you've got your masterclass ticket, you're in. It's free. You're there. It's going to be awesome. You're going to learn how to make this eye cream. But if you want to go further, if you want to go deeper, for instance, if you want a workbook that isn't just blank, but has lots of notes in it from our cosmetic chemists and lots of additional information, that's part of the VIP. If you want some additional mini courses on lab safety, on how to formulate, on how to maybe even sell your formulations, we've got some mini courses on that. We've got ingredient profiles that you can download and keep with PDFs of the actual ingredients we'll be using. We're going to cover a huge amount in the masterclass, but we've gone over and above that for the VIP ticket because I know there are a lot of action takers out there. We always get flooded with questions that just go way beyond the masterclass. So we figured this time around we'd just provide all that additional information separately because we don't want to stick it all in the masterclass because then it would become huge. But for the action takers out there, we have a VIP option as well. So when you log into your study area, there's a button at the top and you can click on that and come and join us. It is only £37 and you get a huge amount of value with it. So come and join us. Right. I think we've done it.
We have. I'm very, very excited to see everybody's eye creams, selfies, kits. I can't wait.
It's going to be fantastic. So next week, Monday, Various people in the Formula Botanica team will be here. I don't think I'm in that one, actually. Let me just check my calendar. And we'll be running you through the equipment that you'll need for the masterclass. So that's a really exciting one, because we're going to show you that actually you don't need many tools at all to get started. That's another myth that a lot of people think out there, that you need lots of expensive equipment, you need a big fancy lab. No, you don't. And we're going to bust that myth in that lab. So make sure you're here next week, Monday at 6 p.m. UK time, and we'll be walking you through all the equipment, or lack of it really, that you need for the masterclass. Thank you for joining me today, Anna, and thank you everyone for watching us. It's amazing to have you here with us. If you're watching us on the replay, keep those comments coming. Tell us exactly what you're up to. We want to hear from you, and we'll be seeing you all on Monday for the next live. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye.